What, pray tell, happened yesterday in Washington, D.C.?
There's all kind of stories you'll find in the media about it, but everyone is missing the biggest question about the whole problem. The terrorist attack that took place in D.C. against two young people, a young couple, has all the fingerprints of a government. I have been in the field. I have been inside the belly of the beast, and my educated guess is this has the fingerprints of a foreign government.
Whoa.
Who has the interest in bringing the fight back into the USA? Who has the interest of making Israelis and American Jews, who happen to be the backbone of the Jewish state, who happen to be the strongest lobby, the biggest financial and logistical supporters of the Jewish state, who wants to scare the living daylight out of them and send a message to the U.S. administration that we can cause you a lot of trouble, Mr. Trump.
You're talking about Iran?
Iran is just a small player. This is, where most people are confused. This is where someone like me, keeps laughing off whenever I switch on television by the so-called experts you guys keep bringing on your national TV. The experts don't even know, they didn't even know left from right in this case. There's no Iran. There's no threat called Iran. Iran threat doesn't exist. It's China. China controls Iran. I've been warning about this for years. China controls the Iranian nuclear program. Chinese intelligence all over the place. China managed for North Korean missile scientists to create the delivery system that Iran now has. And I hate to bring you some bad news. Iran has a cross-continental delivery system if it's missiles. All it needs now is to fill them with nuclear heads. China is Iran. China controls the city opposite to the Strait of Hormuz, the most critical crossroad for energy of the universe. And China also has been training the Iranian Revolutionary Guards. So China is much bigger, much more dangerous, much more capable of anything you can think of. And this is where I can never repeat myself enough, Rabbi. This is where your so-called experts have failed miserably. Since 9/11, they've been warning you against Islam, Islam this, Islam that, Islam is evil, and terrorizing you about Islam, and not a word about the real monster with fangs, claws, and money to burn. That's China. And we can go on, but let me count the following country who are in China's realm, satellite states for China. Egypt. Some people go like Egypt. I've been talking and warning about Egypt and China for 2 years now. Very few people bother to listen. Right now, the Chinese president, is about to visit Egypt. The Egyptian president, Sisi, he began playing the Chinese, monopoly game of taking heavy and, quite heavy Chinese loans and not paying them off and investing the money in useless stuff like building a whole new so-called capital of Egypt, just in the desert where nobody can afford even to rent. This is the Chinese MO. They go to countries, they make them rent, take incredible loans in a very soft manner, just, swiftly giving them the money and dictating that they spend the money on something that's counterproductive. Of course, the dictators would take the money because, if they borrow 50 billion, they're going to steal 20, 30 billion. Then they've got the country by the throat. We've seen this in Venezuela, South America, Africa, and now in the Middle East. And here are the countries who are on China's payroll or who are controlled by China, literally. These countries are Egypt, Algeria, part of Libya, Jordan, the so-called Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, Syria and Assad, Lebanon, Qatar, and I hate to say it, United Arab Emirates. What's in common between all these countries? All these countries are hostile to the Jewish state. And all these countries support the so-called cause of Palestine.